What happens when the most powerful mind on Earth suddenly disappears? What if tomorrow morning Elon Musk is gone? No more tweets. No more rockets launching toward Mars. No more Tesla factories roaring like steel beasts. No one to lead the world into a future he imagined. This is not a rumor. This is a question that terrifies the world. What will happen if Elon Musk dies tomorrow? It's 6 a.m. in California. A news alert explodes across every screen on the planet. Elon Musk dead. Within seconds, Twitter, or X, as it's now known, crashes. The digital town square he owned goes silent. On Wall Street, Tesla stock plummets like a stone, erasing $800 billion of value in just 30 minutes. It's a free fall. Inside SpaceX's mission control rooms, the world's most brilliant engineers stare at their screens. Some openly weeping. The world holds its breath. For some, he was a genius, a modern-day Edison. For others, a villain, an unpredictable tycoon playing with the world's fate. But for all of humanity, he was a force of gravity, pulling us toward a future many couldn't even imagine. And when that gravity disappears, everything starts to lose its orbit. Let's start on the ground. Inside Tesla headquarters, Charus, Eru. The board convenes an emergency meeting, but the real panic is on the trading floor and among investors. They're screaming for a successor, a new CEO who can calm the markets. But who could possibly fill those shoes? The factory workers, the ones building the cars. They stop and ask each other, who will lead us now? Because Tesla is just a car company yet. A war machine aimed directly at the heart of the fossil fuel industry. It's a symbol of a revolution. Without Musk's relentless drive, the mission to electrify every vehicle on the road slows to a crawl. The ambitious dream of 30,000 self-driving robo-taxis flooding every major city. It gets delayed. Indefinitely. Maybe it's cancelled forever. Suddenly, millions of Tesla owners look at their sleek, futuristic cars differently. They are no longer symbols of tomorrow, but relics of a dream that just lost its heartbeat. The software updates might slow. The innovation might stall, and the very brand becomes a monument to a past vision, not a future one. But Tesla is only about Earth. SpaceX is humanity's escape button. Elon Musk didn't just build rockets. He built the tangible possibility of a second home for our species. He envisioned a world where human beings could survive, even if Earth succumbed to war, disease, or climate catastrophe. Mars wasn't a fantasy for him. It was a lifeboat. Without its commander-in-chief, the Mars mission loses its soul. In the halls of power, government officials and space agencies hold quiet. Urgent meetings. The question they ask is a chilling one. Without Elon, is going to Mars still worth the cost? Is it even possible? The incredible momentum he created begins to dissipate. Ambitious projects are put on pause. Private and public funding dries up. And the brightest aerospace engineers on the planet, who flock to SpaceX for the chance to make history, suddenly lose their direction. The giant Starship rockets, humanity's ticket to the stars, sit frozen on their launch pads, waiting for the command of a man who will never return. Then there's Neuralink, perhaps Musk's most audacious and controversial dream. A tiny chip implanted inside the human brain. It promised a cure for paralysis, a chance for the blind to see, a way to mend spinal cord injuries. More than that, it was a proposed bridge between the human mind and artificial intelligence, a way to ensure we wouldn't be left behind by our own creations. In the wake of his death, the backlash is immediate. Investors, spooked by the ethical minefield and the loss of its visionary leader, pulled their funding. Religious groups and bioethicists, who had long warned of its dangers, declare a victory for humanity. But for the millions of people who saw Neuralink as their only hope, who waited for a miracle to let them walk or see again, they are left with nothing but simmering anger and shattered hope. The future of human enhancement doesn't just stall, it collapses. Not with a bang, but with a deafening silence. Look up at the night sky. 35,000 satellites orbit the Earth, a mega constellation providing internet access to the most remote corners of the globe. That's Starlink, and it exists because of one man's will. It provides a lifeline to soldiers in war zones, to children in rural villages, to scientists in Antarctica, to ships lost in the middle of vast oceans. Elon Musk and Starlink becomes the subject of a global power struggle. Who owns the sky? Governments immediately fight over ownership and control. China, viewing it as a strategic threat, might demand to be shut down over its territory. The United States would likely claim it as a national security asset. Developing nations in Africa and South America, who rely on it for their connection to the modern world, would beg for the service to stay online. A single man held the world's signal in the palm of his hand. Now, that signal is up for grabs, and the internet itself could fracture along geopolitical lines. The global conversation splits in two. On one side, people breathe a sigh of relief. They say, "Good." He was dangerous. He had too much power for one person to wield. On the other side, millions whisper we just lost the only person who seemed to actually care about building a better future, no matter the cost. The impact is deeply personal. Children who plastered their walls with posters of Starship and dreamed of being astronauts cry in their rooms. Factory workers who took pride in building the future feel a sense of loss. Millions of people around the world suddenly realize we were all living inside Elon Musk's story, and we never even knew it. We were all characters in the narrative he was writing. But what Musk leaves behind is more than just metal, code, and companies. He leaves an idea, a powerful, infectious idea, that one person, even one who started with a difficult childhood beaten and facing failure after failure, can fundamentally change the fate of not just one, but two planets. His death, in this scenario, becomes a message, a call to action. Do not wait for a hero to save you. Become one. If Elon Musk dies tomorrow, the world will certainly stop. For a moment. But then, a new question will echo in the silence. Who will continue the mission? Because the future was never meant to belong to one man. It belongs to all of us. It belongs to those who dare to dream as big as he did. Maybe, just maybe, someone watching this right now is the next person to pick up that torch. Dreams don't die unless we let them. Thanks for watching. If this story made you think, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the future we're building together.